everyone, Ayim Crafts. Welcome to today's tutorial. In today's tutorial, we'll be learning this amazing purpose bag, okay? This bag you can mini journey or for makeup kits or whatsoever that you want to use it for, okay? It's a multi-purpose. If this is what you are looking for, please watch this video from is super easy. And beginners returning subscribers, I love you so very much, and my viewers, I love you so very much. To my new subscribers and viewers, you are welcome. So okay, so this is the measurement for our bag, which is measuring 13. You need 2 pieces for this. This is the panel, okay? So after getting this from this base, this is where I'm marking my base, 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch, okay? Just mark 1.5 inch by 1. So after getting that, you just go into your hand or you curve it with any object that is suitable, okay? So after getting this being done to the upside, can you see? So you mark 1/2 inch. So after marking the 1/2 inch, it's that 1/2 inch to this 1.5, 1.5 down. Okay, you're just going to slant it, give it a slant so after slanting to measure marking, okay, you're not going to mark 3 inches from that slant, from that 1/2 inch, okay, and on that slant 1.5 inches, okay. So after curve it also, so you're just going to curve it. If you can with your hand, no problem. If you can curve it with any of your choice, no problem. Okay, after curving it, results will be as shown. Sorry, it's not visible. You're not just going to cut out all those shapes and the other side to trace the other parts that you did not measure. Can you see? So after that, you need this is measuring 7. This is for the front pocket, okay? It's for our front pocket, inches by 13 inches. Then you also need this, sorry, the material is a double face material, okay, though the other side, the other pulling, which is 32.5 inches. This is the gusset of the back. So after getting this gusset, you're now going to get the base, which is measuring 10 inches by 6 inches with the base, okay, 6 inches by 10 inches, okay. That you're going to cut the linings for all panel, okay. You're just going to cut out the linings, and this is the lining that I'm using for today, okay. After that, you also need the top handle, which is measuring 14 inches by 1.5 inch, okay, 14 inches by 1.5 inch, okay. So this is the handle, okay. After getting all of this, it's now time for us to start sewing. So this yard, I just cut it and I just divide it by 2. So this is to enable me to sew my inner pocket, okay. This is to enable me to sew my inner pocket. So just follow it gradually and follow it step by step, just as you can see me do. I bet you are going to get a very nice and a suitable result. So you just sew it top stitch and you are good to go. So after that, you just insert your puller. After inserting your zip puller, you will now carry the other panel, the back panel, and place it as shown, okay, wrong side to wrong side. Then you stitch it all round, okay. After stitching it round, you just cut out the excess lining that is not necessary. You just trim it out, okay. Can you see it's already formed our pocket? So trim out the excess lining, okay. After trimming out the excess lining, it's now time for us to sew, to work on our front panel. So I'm placing my logo, okay. I'm sewing my logo, as you can see. So you can place on your decoration anywhere you want. So after that, I will now sew a zipper cloth to it. Can you see? I'll just run a straight stitch of a zipper cloth to it, okay. After sewing it, the result will be like this. I'll cut out the excess zipper cloth, then I will top stitch it, okay. Align it very well with the help of your hand, and then just top stitch it. But don't forget to use your oil, and this material is super strong. It's very hard. It's super strong. So after stitching it, top stitching it, I mean. So I will now look for the midpoint. I will now insert my zip puller. I mean, after inserting the zip puller, now look for the find the midpoint, and I will notch the midpoint. Okay, after notching the midpoint, I will take my front panel. I've already notched the midpoint, then I'll place it midpoint to midpoint. Okay, then I will now stitch it. Okay, I'll now stitch it. You see, I'll just stitch it. So can you see I turn it so that you can be able to see? Can you see that my fabric inside have started peeling off? So to God be the glory, the side that I want to use is very okay. So after that, I will now stitch this place of the zipper to secure it. Okay, form the pockets properly. So after getting this, the result will be like this. So you just use a bias tape, okay, or you can just trim it out. Trim out the excess that you don't need, okay, for a neat work. After trimming it out, I'll just use a bias tape to tape that zipper side to give it a neat finishing. Okay, so I folded my bias tape into two, but if you don't want to fold it, you can as well place yours as wide as it is, but I just want mine to be very unique. Okay, so I just place it and I sew it twice, sew it two edges together. So can you see how beautiful and super easy it can be? After that, I cut out the excess bias, then I'll go ahead and stitch it again. So to my returning subscribers, thank you so very much. For those of you that are checking up on me, I have not been uploading, I am back now. So be ready to be getting tutorial back to back by God's grace. So after that, it's now time to work on our handle, the top handle. Okay, so you're going just to mark 2 inches from the edges of your top handle. Just mark 2 inches for your top handle. Then I'm now going to fold it so that I can be able to stitch it. I don't want to put it plain like this, so that it can be easier for one to carry. Okay, so after getting this, I'll now carry my main gusset. I'll find the midpoint, also the center of my gusset. After finding the center of my gusset, I will now carry my tape from the center. I will mark 1.5 inches. Okay, I mark 1.5 inches. Though I didn't get the center very well, I did not pay attention, but you can make yours to get the center very, very well. Okay, so from that center, I will now mark 4 inches from both sides. Okay, I'm marking 4 inches for both sides. Okay, so after getting the 4 inches for both sides, can you see what I'm doing? So I will now carry my ruler and connect it so that I will know where to place my handle. So I will now carry my handle and place it, okay, from that mark line inwardly. From that mark line inwardly, I'll just place it and then I will sew it as shown. Can you see? It's very easy. Please pay attention and always be patient with your work. You're going to get it at the end of your project. It's not that difficult. It's not magic. It's just detail, be diligent, be detailed, be focused. Okay, so after getting this being done, you also repeat the same thing to the other side. Okay, you just repeat the same thing to the other side. Okay, after getting this, it's now time for us to sew our side hand. In case if you want to hang the back, okay, you're just going to mark 8 inches. Okay, mark 8 inches from both sides. After getting your 8 inch, I'm going to use 1 inch belt. Okay, I'm using 1 inch belt for this side handle, which I measure 10 inches to this. You know, I'm going to fix it on both sides. So after getting my 10 inches for two pieces for 10 inches, I'm now going to burn out the mouth with my lighter so that it will not be pouring. Then I will use oval shape ring, or you use your square ring, D ring, or whichever one that you want to use. Then you place it as shown and then you stitch it all round. Okay, you just stitch it all round. is that simple. It's not that difficult. Okay, you just stitch it all around. Okay, after stitching it all around, the result will be this. So it's now time for me to sew my zip clothes to it. Okay, it's now time for me to sew my zip clothes to it. Can you see? So I now use this side that is bigger because I'm going to sew and top stitch, so that at least that my top handle can at least to the center. So I'll just run a straight stitch of my zip clothes. Okay, after running a straight stitch on my zip clothes, I will now carry my bias, my lining, cut out the excess. I will now carry my lining and sew it again on top of it. But you can as well sew lining together. I almost forgot to sew the lining. It was now later that I have to just sew the lining. If not, I could have just joined it together to save time. So sorry about that. After sewing the lining, you will now turn it over and then you now top stitch it. Okay, now top stitch it. Don't forget your oil, especially if you are using a leather material. So after top stitching, can you see the result? Then you now hem the other three sides. Okay, hem it all round. Just hem it all around. After hemming it, you now trim or cut out the excess lining that is not necessary. Okay, after getting this part being done, you now insert your zip head. I'm using 2 zip head for this part. Okay, after doing this, I'll now use this lining. I'm now sewing the base. Okay, I'm the base. Can you see how I'm putting the base? After placing it as shown, I'll just stitch it. Then I'll turn over and top stitch. Can you see I'm top stitching it? After top stitching, the result will be like this. So after that, this is how I'm going to sew this part. Also, I'll bring this other part good side facing good side, fabric to fabric and lining to lining. Okay, after getting it, I'll just fold it so that the lining can be able to meet up the other end. Can you see? I'll just fold it inside, then I'll just run a stitch on it. Okay, after running the straight stitch on it, I'll bring it out, align it very well. You know we've already top stitched the other side, so it's now left for us to top stitch this other side. Okay, so after bringing it out, I'll now top stitch it and then top stitch the other opening open. Okay, I'll just top as shown. So please always be patient, always pay attention and be detailed with your work. You'll get it at the end of the project. So this our gusset is done. So I'll now look for the midpoint of the gauze. You can see. So please and please, if you find this tutorial helpful and educative, why not please give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, subscribe to my channel if you have not, and turn on the notification bell in case if I upload any new video. Okay, you'll be among the first to be notified. So it's now time for us to sew our bag together. So now I'm starting with the front panel, notch side to notch side, and I will align it very well. I use my clip, but if you don't have clip, you can also use your sewing machine. Okay, just hold the notch side to notch side so that you will know what you are doing. So after clipping it, all these parts that you are seeing as if it's not is short or is not up to, you just notch it a little. That will make it to fit into the remaining panel. That will make it to fit into the remaining panel. So you can see what I am doing right now. You can see how I am clipping it. Okay, can you see it? So after clipping that downside, I will now come to the front, to the upside, and repeat the same thing. So after I also repeat the same thing to the other side, so that everything will be uniform and it will align very well. Okay, so after getting everything, I'll just go ahead and stitch it all around. Okay, I'll just give it a neat stitch. Can you see? I'll just stitch it all around. So please and please, why not give this video a thumbs up if you find it educative, if you find it interesting? Give it a thumbs up, then try it and leave your comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on this bag, please. I just want to know your thoughts. Sorry, I forgot my lining. So now I'm in my back, my lining, I also sew it again. Can you see I've sewn it? So now I'm bringing the back panel to sew it, just repeating the same method to the front. What I did to the front panel, I will repeat it to the back panel. So I'll just sew it round. So after sewing it round, the result will be like this. I'll now use my bias tape and bias it all round, and boom, our bag will be ready in no time. So it is very easy and beginner friendly. All you just need is to be patient. All you just need is to be detailed. In bag making, you have to be detailed with your measurement. So let's open up our bag and see what we've gotten so far. So please, if you find this tutorial, why not give it a thumbs up, like and download. Thank you for watching. Thank you for stopping by, and see you in the next video. Bye. So do well by clicking on other videos or other links that you can see displaying on your screen. Okay, bye.